welcome back to another episode of your Digital Hustle News. As always, I'm Wade Teamer. Today is November 15th, guys. That means that the CPRX airdrop is upon us, okay? So if you've signed up for this airdrop through the links that I have been providing the last couple of weeks, and you're wondering, where is your CPRX? Well, you may have received the notification. If not, what you're going to need to do is update your app. I had to do it this morning. And once I did, all of the information for my rewards and how much I am expected to receive, all that information was right there, guys. So make sure you go to your app, go to your Play Store or your Apple Store and see if there is a notification to update the app. Once you update the app, you'll have all of your CPRX information. Now, what I know thus far is that over the course of this week, the tokens will be distributed, okay? But you'll still see the amount that you're going to receive once you update the app. Now, the next week following this one is when the exchange listings will start to occur, okay? So overall, over time, this rollout completely is going to take about a couple weeks, okay? But the incentives and the rewards start today. All right. So big news for Aber, guys. Big news for us. All right. This is our airdrop and we are about to enter the era of CPRX, guys. But you know how we do. On Monday, we focus on global adoption, guys, and we have some stories from around the world for you. We're talking Litecoin. We're going to go over Algorand. We're going to go over Ripple too. They have made another move, as well as Alchemy Pay and Tron. Now, my Tezos tab just disappeared on me, but we're going to be talking Tezos too. And we're also going to be talking Bitcoin's first upgrade, guys, because this kind of ties into what my weekend has been about. I've been doing some digging. Okay, been doing some digging, guys, and I'll just leave it at that. Over the course of this week, the paradigm is going to shift a bit. Okay. There's an event going on. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share it with you guys because it's going to lead to another video that I have coming out. There's an event going on, guys, and the results of this event I'll say this, they will change the paradigm in the crypto space. Okay. Nobody's talking about this situation, but it has a direct impact on all of us as an investor. So make sure you stick around throughout the entire episode, guys, so you can get that information. But let's do like we usually do, guys, when we start the week. Let's take a look at the charts. Now, I have the monthly pulled up here. This is where we're going to start, guys. We're going to start with the monthly and work our way back, see how the behavior is playing out. Now, on the monthly, everything still looks good, guys. We came down a little bit. November has been up and down. Okay, we go to a new all-time high, come back down. Go to another all-time high and pull back down. Much like I described happening last week, the stair-step effect. Okay, we're gonna get there. It's just gonna take some time. Okay, and the monthly chart indicates that to us. We're still in a safe zone as far as the Bollinger Bands go. We still have our support of the moving average supporting us now in the high 30s. So with that information, if there is, and I highly doubt this, but if in the event of a massive turnaround, our new lowest point would only bring us to the 30K range if that were to happen. But that's highly unlikely at this time of the year. Now, looking at the weekly chart, guys, yeah, again, you can see that stair step formation still playing out. However, we do have this contraction here, guys, which is providing the momentum that we have had in November. So essentially, there's a bit of settling out. But on the weekly, our support level is still around 50K, which is going to give us some a lot of room to grow, guys. And again, looking at the Bollinger Bands here, we still have a lot of room to grow. So my personal price target for the short term right now would technically be 70,000. I want to see us get to 70,000 before I decide if, okay, 100K is next. All right. There's a lot of speculation about that number. And judging off of the research that I did this weekend, that hitting that point is going to not only signify Bitcoin's price dominance, but that number is going to do something to the entire crypto space, not just from an investor perspective, but from a psychological standpoint, guys. But weekly's looking good. The daily, guys, going over to the 24-hour chart, we are coming down to that 20-day moving average, setting our support level around 61, 62 and a half. So that is a good sign too. If we do over the course of the day, if this is a red Monday, we can see ourselves coming back down to 63, maybe 62 again. But we have had support off of that moving average for pretty much since we got above it back in October, the end of October. So on the daily, guys, things still look good. Nothing to cause alarm. Now, the 4-hourly and the 1-hourly, this is where the action is. Okay. 4-hourly charts are showing that we kind of broke below that red line there, broke below the moving average. But that is a good thing, guys, because when you take a look at the hourly, you see where we are positioned. We are positioned. We have already made contact with the lower band. Okay. So that just technically, mathematically, algorithmically, if you will, indicates that we are going back the other way. And on the hourly, our next stopping point puts us at 67K. So with a move towards 67K slated over the next few hours, that's not really a lot. That's like a 1.5%, 2% maybe increase from where we are right now, guys. But speaking of percentage increases, let me show you this one last thing, guys, before we dive into the news. Now, right now, we are sitting at 64,000. Let me pull up my measuring tool here, expand this up to, we'll just go to 70,000, 70 and a half. Okay. All we need from here, guys, is an 8% move to the upside, and we'll be at new all-time highs. Now, I was just looking at some more information, courtesy of Crypto Jeb. He was talking about this morning an event that tends to happen around September. Average move the week of September for Bitcoin is somewhere between 3 to 8%. Okay, so all we need is an 8% move to the upside, and we'll be at new all-time highs. We'll break 70,000. I've seen Bitcoin do this. I've seen Bitcoin do this in one day. So only time will tell, guys. But in my personal opinion, charts look good. Bitcoin looks ready to go to its next level, and so are we, guys. So let's get into the news, guys. Before we talk coins, we're going to talk adoption. We're going to see what's going on around the world, starting with the story that I find quite interesting. Okay. There's another YouTuber called the, B-Boy. He talks about this group a lot, digital currency group. Well, of course, that's got me interested because, he hits on things sometimes. But I did some look into the digital currency group. Yes, they do have a very strong position in this market. They have prominent players with them associated with the group. So the moves that they make in the space with blockchain technology, something you want to keep an eye on, guys. And especially if you're holding assets like Flow, Live Peer, or the Graph, because Digital Currency Group mining subsidiary Foundry has launched a range of services for 20 crypto staking networks. Now, the story goes, guys, the New York-based Foundry has been making a number of moves in 2021 and partnering with a variety of crypto mining operations. Companies like Hut8, Bitfarm, and Greenridge. I mentioned Hut8 like that, guys, because that's one of the, crypto stocks, blockchain stocks. Okay. Blockchain. Very important word today. Very important word, guys. But many others, they have joined forces with Foundry in recent times. Furthermore, in terms of Bitcoin's hash rate, the firm's mining pool, Foundry USA, is the fourth largest mining pool operating with 12.5% of the network hash at the time of writing. Now, this is the company that is going to offer this. A new platform called Foundry Staking offers white glove services around various proof of stake blockchain networks to institutions. The announcement details the services. The service will cover 20 blockchains so far, including proof of stake networks like Horizon, Solana, Helium, Flow, that's Dapper Labs, live peer, near protocol, provenance, and the graph. Okay. Now, essentially, participants can earn POS rewards from Foundry service connections to different networks, and the company wants to make staking POS networks more accessible to the institution. So this is essentially an institutional gateway for the first few assets, guys. And we have a couple that we are familiar with. Okay. Solana, Flow, the Graph, Helium. That's an IoT project, guys. That's a very strong project. Live Peer. I've heard their name are centered around NFTs and the metaverse, layer 2 solution, stuff like that. So that's very big, guys. That's some very interesting moves, especially for those assets. Now, we're going to go over to another story here, some more adoption. This brand here, Animoca Brands, guys, they are positioning themselves as the media entertainment leader coming from that part of the world, coming from Asia Pacific, guys. But essentially, they're unveiling plans for a K-pop NFT metaverse. And if you know anything about K-pop, guys, it's popular. It's very popular. So it's going to fit right into this whole metaverse, digital, uh, you know, avatars, all of that stuff. It's going to fit right in because the K-pop culture itself kind of looks like a video game. Okay. It's very colorful, very bright. Everybody's, very standoutish. The musicians are very bright and colorful. So K-pop is a very popular thing. And now it's entering the metaverse. So it's going to add more, bolster the metaverse even more, guys. Now, another thing that's occurring in the metaverse, and actually in tomorrow's video, guys, when we focus on the metaverse, we're going to go into this even deeper because Barbados has become the first sovereign nation with an embassy in the metaverse, guys. Now, when I tell you who they partnered with first, it's going to blow your mind, guys. But stay tuned tomorrow for the full breakdown of this story, guys. Now, let's get into the coins that we have. We're going to start with Alchemy Pay, okay? They have integrated with Tron to enable TRX payment and investment. Now, we already know what Alchemy Pay does, guys. So essentially now Tron is going to be incorporated into Alchemy Pay's network, meaning that corporations, institutions, enterprises that come to Alchemy Pay to use their crypto services, when they take an application from Alchemy Pay and they look to offer crypto payment channels, Tron will be one of those payment channels, guys. This is what Alchemy Pay does. It opens up their blockchain. It specializes in allowing other blockchains to be connected through their network. Okay, so very big news for Alchemy Pay, guys. Next project we're going to go over is Litecoin. Okay, the LTC debit card is officially available everywhere. This is coming from the Litecoin Foundations. They're stating that Litecoin now allows users to make borderless payments anywhere Visa is accepted. Moreover, the peer-to-peer crypto and open source software project has taken to its Twitter to share with its following that Litecoin, the 14th coin by market cap, is accepted anywhere Visa is accepted. Now, this story of this card has been around for quite some time. I remember it was one of my early videos, but now it's to the point to where there's enough people using it and it is attracting the attention of the right people. This is essentially a partnership with Litecoin and Visa, guys. Okay. Visa is using the Litecoin blockchain to process, Litecoin and Visa are using blockchain to process payments. Okay. And this is another feature of that. Now, you'll notice I'm saying blockchain a lot in this episode, and it's because, again, it ties back to everything that I went over this weekend, guys. Some very, very deep thinking there. But let's move over and we're going to talk about Algorand. Okay. Algorand back in the news, guys. The foundation has partnered with the Blockchain Association of Singapore. This is to grow their blockchain ecosystem. Okay. The Algorand Foundation, Singapore US-based blockchain organization supporting the development of the Algorand ecosystem, has partnered with the Blockchain Association in Singapore to drive the development of blockchain technology in Singapore and the wider Southeast region, guys. Simply put, in a memorandum of understanding signed on November 12th, the ecosystem partnership will see the Algorand Foundation and Blockchain Association of Singapore collaborate on building awareness of the Algorand protocol, applications, and development opportunities. This is simply going to bring more attention to the Algorand blockchain, guys, when it comes to that specific region, the Asian Pacific, which is very good for Algorand. Okay, so big news for Algorand. Now, let's move over and talk about Ripple. Okay, guys, I was going to be keeping my eye on Ripple a lot this month, and the updates are going to keep coming. Now, their adoption gets a major boost after the first in-market remittance corridor between UAE and Pakistan has officially opened, guys. So this collaboration will see Pakistan's bank the Bank of Pakistan and Abu Dhabi headquartered Lulu Exchange. Yes, this is a subsidiary of that same Lulu International, guys. They will utilize Ripple's RippleNet cloud service for real-time clearing and settlement of international transactions between UAE and Pakistan. With over 200 branches across the globe, the UAE exchange is among the region's biggest international remittance operator and is one of the many financial institutions already running on the RippleNet cloud platform. So this is going to be very big for Ripple, guys. There has been news of this already, of this partnership starting. This news can be taken as the official launch moment and everything is working. Okay. We are seeing a world being built, interconnected through finance, through the digital payment system. Okay. Blockchain technology itself is transforming it. This is true. Blockchain technology itself is transforming finance. It is also transforming social interaction. It is also transforming the way we shop and the way we interact with pretty much everything. Guys. Don't want to get too deep into it. Let's get over to Bitcoin, guys, and talk Taproot. Okay. Simply, I don't have to go through this whole story because this also ties into a lot of what I was looking into this weekend, guys. With this Taproot upgrade, this is going to essentially allow for Bitcoin to be smart contract compatible ×2. This is going to increase the privacy, and it's also going to accentuate the entrance of the Lightning Network applications. All right. This will essentially allow for 2 channels of transactions on the Bitcoin network. One that is based off of smart contracts. Most notably, they'll probably come from the Lightning Network, and the other transactions that occur on the base layer. All right. Now, this is going to also allow for people to build on Bitcoin using the new version of the smart contract technology. Now, another thing to take note of that with this upgrade, Bitcoin is now on version 22. So that to me, that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Now, the price movement from this won't be immediate. Okay. What this will allow for is more applications and developments to be built on top of Bitcoin, DeFi, smart contracts, so forth and so on. And this ties back to when ICP made that development to develop smart contracts for Bitcoin. They clearly knew this was on the horizon and they were preparing themselves for it. So with Bitcoin upgrading to Taproot, it's a small piece to something that we have to look forward to in the very short term, guys. So big news for Bitcoin, guys. The space is going absolutely insane. And I have another story just to give you a further example of what is going to come from Taproot. Okay. The type of things that Taproot, this upgrade, will allow to happen. Now, it's saying that Brazil may be looking to use Bitcoin as legal tender, as a legal form of payment, not tender. But A member of Brazil's Congress recently filed a proposal to approve crypto as a way of paying salaries to both public employees and regular workers. This is not the same as becoming legal tender. After all, some top-level executives take a part of their remuneration, in stocks and other assets, which doesn't mean you can pay with the stocks at a grocery store. But if workers receive salaries in crypto, they will be motivated to spend that crypto in shops, both online and offline. This will encourage more Brazilian businesses to support the digital currency as one of their payment options. Now, this highlights a thing, guys, that I'm seeing play out in the rest of the world. The rest of the world is using Bitcoin as a payment. That's their thing. That's what they're fascinated on. Getting it and using it as a payment system. Okay. It's not the narrative everywhere else. It's definitely not the narrative on YouTube. Okay. Now, before we go, guys, I'm going to leave you with this. Now, I went to Twitter and, I posted a short about this. This is what led me down a rabbit hole this weekend. All right. Florida trial might unmask Bitcoin's creator once and for all. Now, the headline itself, whoa, bold statement, right? I understand. When you dig into the narrative behind this, and I mean a narrative that goes back to at least 2015, and if you ask certain people, it goes all the way back to 2000, to the year 2000, okay? I'll summarize this like this. The results of this trial could very well change the entire paradigm of crypto. It will change the way people look at it, okay? Because whether or not there's a reveal, we find out who it is, whether it is Craig Wright, Dave Klein, or a combination of him and several other people, that won't matter. What will matter is that it's gonna be what happens in between that. Okay. Some people claim to already know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. Other people don't. And it hasn't had a dramatic effect on price, the adoption, so forth and so on, the marketing of Bitcoin. But what is going on in this trial, guys, is an explanation of Bitcoin's origins. And in that is the real value. Okay. And that's what's kind of got me rethinking a number of things, especially my investment strategy, because see, it's not about Bitcoin. It's about blockchain. Okay. The most powerful aspect to an asset is blockchain. The reason why we see so many different cryptos is because these are many different blockchains. What's going on in this case right now is highlighting a very important time in history. Now, I've gone back, I've studied both sides. When I say both sides, I've studied Craig Wright's side, I've studied the right of Kleiman. I've also studied the perspective of everyone else. And when I say everyone else, I mean your crypto YouTubers and, Bitcoin maximalists and stuff like that, traders. I did a lot of digging this weekend. And what I can surmise is that we are in a time where we're witnessing a paradigm shift. And this trial is going to signify that because it's in the results of this. I'll just tell you like this, guys. I'll go more into the subject in a separate video, guys, where I'll have some resources and stuff that you could go to follow the developments on this. But essentially, the outcome of this case needs to be paid attention to for the simple fact that there is 1.1 million Bitcoin at stake. Okay. And if a judge decides that a certain party is entitled to a certain amount of that Bitcoin, then that party that is entitled to that Bitcoin already has plans to get rid of it all. They already have plans to get rid of it all. A couple other YouTubers throughout this year, they were talking about a Black Swan event. Black Swan event is an event that no one sees coming, but the evidence of can be seen leading up to the event. No one else is talking about this, and it highlights many things that are wrong with the crypto space at this current time. Okay. But like I said, I'm going to have a separate video for this subject, guys. Don't want this one to run too long. I actually have another meeting to get to after this, guys. That's another big one, another surprise. If it goes well, I'll let you guys know. But with that being said, guys, I hope you found value in today's episode. Again, don't forget about Abra CPRX. The airdrop is here, guys. All you got to do is update your app and things will start rolling for you. But if you found value in this video, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, ring that notification bell so that way you never miss an update. Of course, you can always reach me down in the comments or feel free to send me an email, whatever suits your preference. So that being said, guys, you know what I'm going to tell you. Let's have a great week. Let's have a prosperous week. But most importantly, this week, we making all the money. All the money. I'll see y'all in the next.